Welcome to another episode of Good Tones and Coffee. Hey everyone, hope you've had a great week. I certainly have. This was my birthday week, so my wife got me some pretty cool things. I got a cool recording light. I'll put a picture of it somewhere. She also got me this awesome shirt to remind you to like and subscribe. But today we're going to talk a little bit about tone in the hands. While all these guitars behind me certainly produce their own tone respectively, we're going to talk a little bit about the hands and what they contribute to the overall tone of your guitar. Various things that you can do to affect the tone and playability and the sound of your guitar. And I hate to say this, but there's no right way, there's no wrong way. There's your way, and there's what you can achieve. Uncovering this was very difficult for me because I want to know the rules of the game. I want to know how to do it because then I'll focus in on those rules. But in the world of music, where it is art, I can achieve tone that suits my ear, and I'm going to get there differently than somebody else. I have some very good friends that are very, very good musicians, and they achieve some excellent tone. And when I try to do what they do, make my hand look like theirs and try to copy the way that they achieve things, it doesn't sound the same. And that's fine because I can achieve tone that is pleasant to my ear by doing it differently than they would. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. So I've been drinking these Lavazza beans lately, and let me tell you what, for the money, I don't think you can beat them. They've been around for 100 years or more, and I've been to several Lavazza coffee shops, but they offer a great selection of beans for reasonably inexpensive, and inexpensive doesn't necessarily mean cheap because I think they're great beans for what they are. I mean, of course, we're not comparing apples to oranges and comparing them against, beans that are specialty roasted in small batch. This is not what I'm comparing them to, but I'm talking about mass market beans that you can get. They're great for the money. So if you haven't checked them out, try Lavazza beans. Hashtag not sponsored, but would like to be. Okay, so in today's talk, I've got my trusty Telecaster. This is a 1989 Telecaster that has sat in a closet for many years. So it feels and plays and looks, except for it's a little dusty right now, brand new. But this has been a main workhorse for me for the last couple of years. I really, really like rosewood boards, especially on electric guitar, and especially on a Telecaster. These Telecaster pickups, especially these bridge pickups, are known for being, a term would be ice picky, which I don't hang out on the bridge pickup hardly ever. I don't know that you'll ever see me play on the bridge pickup. I might eat those words. Maybe I'll try some later, but not today. I like the rosewood board because it feels warmer to me. I haven't done anything to this guitar, which is shocking to me because it seems like every guitar I touch, I try to monkey with it in some way. But this is completely stock. It sounds great, though. I mean, you can't beat just a regular Telecaster in my mind. This, if I had to pick one guitar, a Desert Island guitar, in the electric world, that is, it's a Fender Telecaster with this rosewood board. It'd be this guitar, really. So we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about tone and what you can do with your hand. Let's go ahead and get it on the middle position here. We'll go middle on the tone knob. And so we have a pick, and I have been really fond of these Golden Gate Clown Barf picks. They're kind of I play like a 1mm. It's a little heavier than most liking, but I really like the round bevel or the round shape, because it gives me more glide off of the strings. I don't have to play hard. I don't have to play, ferociously, and it gives me some good attack. And that way, if I kind of tilt the pick like this, I can get some really fat and even softer sounds. But then if I flatten it out and play in very parallel with the strings, it will produce a crisper sound. So for what I'm talking about is if I just tilt this pick ever so slightly. But if I wanted a little sharper attack, I could just flatten this pick out. Let me see, I guess I'm putting my hand in the way. Instead of it being curved, I could flatten it out to where it's parallel with the strings. See, it's a little brighter, it's a little crisper. So this is it with kind of a rounded corner. So that's one thing you can do. This is not going to be an exhaustive nor extensive list of things that you can do, just some tips that were on my mind. So pick angle is one, pick shape is another, pick thickness is another. So again, this is why I said this was maddening for me going down this journey, because I wanted here's your rule book, and this is how you achieve this is how you achieve this. There is more than one way to skin a cat in the guitar world. So these are some things that I implement just for me. I use round picks, a little bit thicker, because again, I come from an acoustic world and a particularly bluegrass acoustic world. So I've used thicker picks to get good attack from an instrument that was not always, it wasn't plugged in at all. I was in an acoustic setting, so I had to try to control my volume with my hand. Round pick, thicker pick, and then I implement the use of my fingers. Depending on where I want to be, right? Okay, so, and you may wonder, like, okay, when are you going to use fingers? So, let's say, all right, go to the neck pickup. Sorry for that random spurt of playing. I got carried away. I would use my fingers for for instance, if I had to do some kind of, if I had to do some pickup notes. So if I'm using my pick, these fingers might drop down. So that fourth note is my middle finger, and then slides the rest. So this is going to, instead of, I could do it with my pick, but there's just a little bit, there's something there for me, and I don't know if it's as much of a textural thing or not textural, tactile thing. It satisfies me, just that little bit of here's the difference between there's the pick angle. So I'm flat on the strings. I'm slightly curved on the strings. Finger. So there's three pretty basic qualities, sound qualities there that I can work with, and to definitively say I use the muffled sound or the finger sound in this way every time, I would be lying if I said that I do. It really it's depending on how the song is feeling and how the whole thing is going. See, if it's kind of pushing and everything, I'm probably not going to be using fingers. I'm not going to be dropping down. I might occasionally get a pickup note or something, but I'm not going to be exclusively using my fingers if the song is pushing. Now, if this is a kind of a relaxed ebb and flow type of thing, I might not use the pick very much at all. And if I do, it's going to be that really round, beveled and kind of pointed down side. I might just hang out with these things right here. And when I do this is a downstroke, this is an upstroke. I'm essentially emulating what I would do with the down and up strokes with my pick. So down, up, down, up. So that's what I would do with the muffled sound. So all of these tones that I just did, no pedals were involved, no EQ was involved. I haven't even changed the only thing I changed was I went to the neck pickup when I was talking about a little bit slower stuff. I haven't even changed my tone here. So without change, let me just go back to the middle position. I'll pick here. We'll stay flat. We'll give three different, for time's sake, we'll give three different examples. Middle position. And And again, I should say this is kind of a 3.5 because I was kind of palming back here to kind of muffle it. But let me try not to do that. I subconsciously do that sometimes. So that's very parallel with the strings. Let me try to go a little bit kind of a rounder, fatter sound. And then with the fingers. Three very different tone profiles. Didn't change pickups, didn't roll the tone knob. All I did was use my hand. The pick shape, the pick thickness, fingers, and then we're not even talking about position on the guitar of where you're going to put your hand, because this, see how much warmer that gets? Here's your EQ right here. This is your EQ. Not to bash pedals, not to bash using tone knob, because I certainly do, because it really opens the world up. But I think that if we all took time to master, or at least develop more so, the EQ that is our hand, our right hand. I'm not even talking about the left hand, because this certainly contributes too. But if we develop the EQ that is our right hand, not playing too hard, because when you play too hard, there are better ways than just playing hard. Playing decisively is much better. Terrible teacher, because I always just play instead of talk. But anyways, there's some tips on your right hand. I hope it was beneficial to you. If you like this video and you want to see more content like it, please like and subscribe down below. Also, drop a comment and tell me what you're doing to actively better your tone on your guitar. Tell me what kind of picks you're using, what gauge strings you're using, what brand of string you're using, why are you using them? I would love to have these conversations with you. Listen, we're all trying to get better together, so until next time, keep grinding away.